Good morning. Today is day 28 of my heartfelt hikes. Maybe that's the name of the podcast. I don't know. Something like that. But starting today a little later than normal. But it's in flow. It's okay. Today I want to talk about a few things that came up yesterday. But one of them being, it's 28 days later for me. And I feel like this period of 28 days has been, I don't know how to say it. I've time traveled in a way because, the last time I experienced a failure this big in my life, it took me maybe over a year or longer, maybe a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years to actually lift out of that fog. And I cut that time, I believe, down to 28 days because today and the last few days have been, moving in that opposite direction. But really, today I woke up knowing that I am not the same and things are going to be different for me. I've been following the tug in my heart to help people with their message, and I've already helped someone. I'm helping another person, and there's more people that I'm going to meet that are reaching out to me about telling their stories, and the impact that those people will make on others is really what's driving me, and it makes me feel good about what I'm doing to be of service to others, and not just the other as in the game changer who's able to and has that message, but to the others that need them, right? These forgotten people, these unspoken people that will be reached because of what I do for these people. And so there's a ripple effect. And so I heard something about your mess can be your message. And I definitely feel like I've made a mess in my life, and it's going to be my message. And I'm going to share it authentically here and everywhere I can. These situations that I've been in have really busted me wide open to who I am, into like embracing that and like just sharing that with people versus hiding, versus trying to be what others appear as strong. Because in all reality, I find that it's very hard to be vulnerable, and it's very easy to pretend to be hard, right? Even though all you want is to, be seen and heard, it's easier to hide and not say anything. And so there's strength in this, in doing what I'm doing, and I'm recognizing that. Another thing that came up yesterday, which I want to talk about, is love languages. I talked about self-love the other day. My love language is words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time. That's in the context of, the book was in the context of a relationship with another person, like a romantic relationship, but these things apply to friendships. They apply to everything. So it's how you give love the most and how you receive love the most, and being able to speak another's language. And so I was talking with a dear friend of mine, helping her with her story, and I've been doing something. I've been sending love to people every day, just heartfelt, like gratitude for them, thanking them. I've been sending words of affirmation. I've been sending love to people because I realize that is how I receive love the most, and so that's how I give it. And this other person also is words of affirmation, and her response is always just so beautiful. And we started talking about like, wow, that's why, and a lot of people, they realize that they don't receive love a lot in the way that they most want to. And I think that comes down to letting people know what your love language is. People that know you, care about you, will try to speak the language that you understand. But also recognize and be able to understand that if you know someone else's love language and they do something differently, but that's how they receive love, then recognize that they're trying to talk to you. They're trying to say that. They're trying to give love. They're just doing it in a different way. The other part of this is in your self-love, right? How do you have to care for yourself? What are the things that you could do to show yourself love, right? So for words of affirmation, one of those that I do all the time is journal. I journal what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. I work through things, take it out of my head, put it on the journal. I'm probably at, I got to calculate it, but I'm probably like 45, 46 days straight. However many days we're into January. That's how many days I've been journaling straight without missing a day. And that has made a big difference. Not in the sense that it saved me from my despair or anything, but number one, it's a record of how I made it through this time, what I was feeling, what I was thinking. It removed it out of my head, but also there's sprinkled throughout there's moments and periods where I was giving myself words of affirmation as a form of my own way of loving myself. Physical touch is another one for me, which is much harder to do on your own. I did have this conversation yesterday. I think that physical touch is one, if that's yours, it's one that's really, really important to a lot of people. But there's a reason why babies need physical touch, right? When they're born. They've done those experiments, and it's very detrimental to have no touch. And I think that we as a society have forced the concept of physical touch into a box, right? And this is for men. I think a lot of men who, crave or need that physical touch, they don't admit it. They hide behind like a sense of strength. But there's something about holding someone or being held or being close and having that physical touch that really helps to give you something that is a need, right? And there's a reason why, there's a thing such as professional cuddlers. I was telling somebody this, where you pay somebody and they will come cuddle with you. Men have also used sex workers for the same thing, right? There's been, reports and stories of women who were sex workers who, men would pay them just to cuddle and to hold them, right? That says something, right? There's this underlying, the people's needs aren't being met and they're not knowing how to meet them in different ways. And so I think that understanding what your needs are and then being able to communicate those things with people that you care about and finding ways to meet those things are important. But anyway, I think that's what I had for today. I'm going to take these recordings, like I said, put them up on a podcast link. I'm going to start sharing that. I'm committing to doing that today, because I said I would do it yesterday, but I got tied up. And so I'm committing to doing that today. I really appreciate everyone who listens and shares the love and kindness and the messages. You have no idea. I don't always respond, but my love language is words of affirmation. So I feel every bit of it. And I want to thank everybody who's been reaching out to me and talking to me about what I'm sharing here. Thank you. Blessings.